going on, folks? Another episode of Ryan Reviews Everything. Ooh, man, let's get right into it. Your Honor is some of the best television you're going to see, man. It has so many layers, and we're clearly going to talk about the finale, so if you haven't seen it yet, there's going to be some spoilers in this one. Yeah, there's just so many layers to Your Honor. I could spend an hour talking about it, but which I'm not. This actually will be quite a short video. Let's get into it. Lee Delamar just wrapped circles around the prosecutor to the point where that guy needs to be like fired or something. Like he did a horrible job. Well, I wouldn't say a horrible job. She just outshined him so much. And granted, I understand. Of course, I'm not a lawyer or anything, but it definitely seems like the main premise for the defense is as long as they could raise doubt, and just the doubt that she was raising, you know, rightfully so. It was just tearing holes all throughout the prosecutor case, whether he brought Michael Desiato on or not. So yeah, that just round of applause on that alone. You know, I'm still not satisfied with how the Baxter storyline is going. We definitely see about Jimmy Baxter being shot by Carmine Conti, and you know, she's just evil. Gina Baxter is evil. She got rid of two problems in one situation. She put on, you know, the victim tears, which Carlo does so well also. Put on the victim tears, talking to her dad about how Jimmy Baxter is going to just go ahead and snitch or something like that, and Carmine shoots him. And of course we have right after that, Gina picks up the phone, says it was a shooting. Next thing you know, father's in jail as well. Gina is an evil, evil woman. And yeah, if you remember, she came up with the idea about getting rid of the family. And speaking of that, I want to say every episode I felt my heart was just bumping out of my chest, and for the safety of Eugene Jones. And just the way the whole gas thing was just amazing. And I literally screamed in excitement at the television. It's just like they're reading that transcript, and he's like, you know what? We didn't have any gas in the house. Gas was shut off for weeks, and so now all of a sudden, this accidental death of a gas leak is like, oh, time out, you know, which of course raises more red flags and questions for the Baxter family. The way this is just, the writers need to get some type of an award, Tony, whatever award they're, you know, applicable to get. They need that. Goodness gracious, man. So I thought that was amazing about you just catching the whole accidental death thing in a lie. It's like, how could they die of a gas leak when their gas was cut off for weeks? So hopefully, you know, should there be a season 3, hopefully this will like reopen a case or investigation on how Eugene Jones' family died, who actually put a hit out on that. So I really hope that's going to be the downfall of the Baxters, all of them. Even if Jimmy survives, downfall for him too. All of them, each of them needs to go down, for the exception of Fia. And I was just so happy to see Eugene Jones wasn't necessarily found innocent, but not guilty. Simply the trial is discontinued, and he appears to go into witness protection, and not in Houston, just somewhere completely different. So. And that's one thing I really applaud. Everything was wrapped up so nicely with this season finale for Your Honor. You know, I wouldn't be disappointed if there's not a season 3. I feel like everything is just wrapped up the way it needs to be wrapped up. Would I love to see the Baxters get what's coming to them? Of course, but at the same time, not all things wrapped up with the happy ending that you would like to see. So that's how I feel about it. Clearly, Gina Baxter is the crime boss now of the Baxter family, making deals with Big Mo about buying the club and saying they can sell drugs. And, you know, that whole thing is there. The desires Baxter running the city. selling drugs wherever they want, for the exception of that street where the hotel and now the Baxter owned club is. So, golly, man. I really, those are the two characters I feel for the most. Eugene, clearly number one. And not a close second, but just a solid second would be Fia. Fia didn't ask for any of this. I thought that was kind of a sad way to end, with her giving up her baby for adoption, getting the baby baptized, and just not wanting anything to do with her family. But also, I felt like she gave him up for adoption just to try to keep him out of some type of corrupt crime lifestyle. So I thought that was a sad but understandable reaction from Fia. And yeah, of course, after such an intense trial, Michael Desiato had no choice but to go back to jail after everything else he had to confess to. He had to confess about covering up Rocco's actual death, when it was his son, Adam, who did the hit and run, and not Kofi Jones. He had to fess up to getting a car, paying someone to get rid of the car, and that's how the Jones family got into it in the first place. Just so many things are unraveled in here. Like, again, if a season 3 were to come, of course I'd be happy about it. But at the same token, this was executed so perfectly. Sometimes you gotta know when to end a series. So if season 2 is the final that we see of Your Honor, I completely would understand it. And who knows? Maybe I can see how you make a season 3. Maybe after you can come up with season 3 about maybe trying to pursue Jimmy Baxter in the hospital, about turning on Gina Baxter, and I'm sure there's many ways that the writers can go, and they've done just an exemplary job, just an extraordinary job from season 1 and 2. Let me know what you guys thought about it. I thought this was, once again, pitch perfect. Again, there's very, very few and far between projects that, if it involves Bryan Cranston, like, you already know it's going to be good. I can't think of a project that he was involved in that was kind of like so-so, anything. So when he's involved, homeboy who plays in Better Call Saul, I feel like they really take their time and choose great projects. So let me know what you thought about the season finale. I thought it was amazing, and love it or hate it, that's just my review. Peace.